ready to fly.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Art, and finally, after losing my old channel and over 2 years away from doing these, the monthly Q&As are back, and this one is going to be mostly about stuff from 2023 in wrestling. There's a few questions in here that aren't about 2023, but that's fine. I'll answer them. I didn't get a lot of questions, but I got enough to fill a Q&A. So, before we start, make sure you're subscribed. If you enjoy content like this and you want to see more of this down the road, maybe I'll start doing more of these talking videos again. It's been a while. And like the video and stay tuned to the end to find out what the next Q&A topic for February is going to be. But without any further delay, let's get into these motherfucking questions. It's been a long time and I am hyped. So, the first two questions are from Mob, or M-O-B. I'm not sure if that's a word or if it's initials, but I'll go with Mob. Thank you, Mob. He says, I'm 3 days late, but you're not late. You're all good. Your first question is, what is the most unpopular and hottest take you've had this year in professional wrestling? I sat down and I thought about this for a little bit. And I came up with a few, but the one that I'm going to give, and a lot of people are probably going to agree, but a lot of people are going to disagree with me. And that's that as an overall product in 2023, overall, not just in-ring, story, rosters, booking, everything, Impact Wrestling, now TNA again, was a better overall company than AEW and New Japan. You can fight me all you want. Oh, AEW had more 5-star matches according to you. Doesn't matter. Okay? Overall, TNA / Impact Wrestling, whatever you calling them, I'm calling them TNA from now on. TNA was and has been the most consistent wrestling product anywhere from 2018 to now. Okay? WWE might have had them beat last year because WWE in 2023 was fucking amazing. But Impact Wrestling was consistently good all fucking year. And they have been good since switching over to Impact Wrestling a few years ago. But now that they're back as TNA this year, hopefully more of the old TNA fans come back and they see just how good it's gotten since Got the More and Anthem Sports took over. And your second question, in a quick rapid fire, can you list a few wrestlers currently that you would want to see in a different promotion or another promotion? Examples, Ricky Starks in WWE, Drew McIntyre in AEW, etc. Ricky Starks in WWE would be perfect. He would be perfect. As would MJF. I know it's cliche. I know everybody and their mother wants to see MJF in WWE. But he fits. He'd be perfect. And one other name for WWE that I want to see how she would do is Julia from Stardom. She has the look. She's got the in-ring skills. She's got natural charisma. She's got that... I don't know how to put it. She has that it factor. And plus, she speaks English. It's not great, but she's getting better. I've heard her speak English. It's intelligible. You can understand what she says. So, as long as she works on her English and gets better with it, I would love to see her in WWE. I would love to see what she could do. In terms of people from WWE going to other companies, I want to see Gunther in a New Japan ring. I want Gunther versus Tomohiro Ishii. I want Gunther versus Shingo Takagi. I need it. I crave it. I want it. And finally, my final pick is LA Knight in AEW. He could take the place of an MJF. You could switch them around and not really miss anything. Really. Like, MJF and LA Knight are very similar in a lot of ways. Only main difference is MJF is a better wrestler and he's younger. In terms of mic work, I would say they're equal. Maybe slightly in MJF's favor, but it's not, it's not anywhere to where the mic work would be shit one way or the other. And who knows, maybe he would fit better in AEW. Maybe he would fit better in that type of environment more than the WWE. I don't know. But I would like to see it. With everybody saying L.A. Knight. Yeah. Thank you, Mom, for the questions. Next two questions are from King of Reviews 98. Long-time subscriber. Thank you, my friend. Your first question is, what's the worst booking decision of 2023? This was a major oversight when I did my year-end Wrestling Awards. Hopefully you've seen that video. But the worst booking decision in 2023 was Billy Corgan putting the NWA Championship on good old Funkasaurus himself, Tyrus. The man could not move. He couldn't even hit a fucking running warrior, Ultimate Warrior type splash. Insert clip right here.
Your mama.
Not good for EC3 right here. Splash!
Right on his head.
So, the fact that this man was holding the same belt that Ric Flair held, Harley Race, Luthez, Terry Funk, even current day stars like Nick Aldis and Cody Rhodes. The fact that the Funkasaurus held that championship, Billy Corgan should be fucking ashamed of himself. What a fucking waste. That company died. R.I.P. 3 years ago. And they have not been the same since. I can't watch them anymore. I really can't. It's fucking trash. Should have left the NWA dead and buried. And your second question is, what are your overall thoughts on the Bloodline storyline? Say that 5 times fast. Bloodline storyline. No, I'm not even going to do it. In terms of the Bloodline story, we all know it started out fantastic. I would say from the birth of the Tribal Chief up until maybe WrestleMania 38, it was amazing. Then you add in Sami Zayn. And the shit they did every Friday, sometimes Mondays, but mostly every Friday, with some variation of Sami Zayn with the Bloodline, was gold. I can't tell you how happy I was to see somebody like Sami Zayn get a chance to fucking shine with the top guys in the company. The top singles guy and the top tag team at the time. Whether you like him or not, Reigns is the top singles guy. So, that edition in 2022, leading up to the beginning of 2023, was glorious. And then once he turned at the Royal Rumble to a fucking massive pop, leading up to WrestleMania, that might be some of the best fucking booking any promoter has done ever. Some of. I'm not going to say the best, because that would be recency bias. But some of the best booking ever. Then WrestleMania 39 hit. Night 1, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeat the Usos in the main event of WrestleMania. They stand tall. Then you get to night 2. Reigns and Cody are going at it. Just when you think Cody's finally going to fulfill his destiny, finish his story, Solo with the Samoan Spike, Reigns with the spear, and it's another year wasted. With Roman sitting on his couch in Pensacola, changing diapers, showing up when he wants to, like Brock Lesnar. He became the thing he hated. And they jumped the shark that night. They really jumped the shark that night. The storyline's dead in the water for me. After Jimmy Uso turned on his brother at SummerSlam, no. So, it's going to take a lot for me to care about this storyline anymore. It's gone on for too long. It jumped the shark. It's tired and it's played out now. But those first 3 years are still fucking fantastic. Can't take that away. So, thank you for the questions, my man. Next questions are from Goat in Human Form. What a fucking username. I love it. Thank you for your questions, my guy. Your first question is, what is an aspect of wrestling that you feel is underrated? What an aspect of wrestling that I feel is underrated? Good old school tag team wrestling. You don't see tag team wrestling thriving like it did in the 80s and the 90s. There are some teams that are trying to keep it alive, like FTR. Actually, no, it's pretty much just FTR at this point. But you don't see the type of tag team continuity that you used to. You don't see, the one partner pulling the referee aside while the other partner takes cheap shots in a corner somewhere. You don't see so many double team maneuvers like you used to. You don't see the teamwork. You don't see the camaraderie. You don't see any of that anymore. Nowadays, just people are thrown together because they have nothing better to do. And they're called a tag team, and then they end up winning fucking tag belts. Look at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Name me one fucking team in the last 2 years that wasn't thrown together that didn't, just say, hey, we're here, we want to be a team, we want the belts, just because. Can you name one off the top of your head? Some of you might, most of you probably can't. And that's fucking sad. Tag team wrestling has fallen off so much. And it's not just the wrestlers' fault. It's the booker's fault. It's the promoter's fault. People like Vince McMahon, who for some reason fucking hated tag team wrestling. He threw together the worst fucking teams, put the straps on them, and then they would lose them in a month, 2 months. Like it didn't matter. And it's fucking awful. And they should be fucking ashamed of themselves. There needs to be more wrestlers out there who are strictly in the business to become the best tag team. Not, like, you could have a singles run, but, like, we need good tag teams that are in the business just to be tag teams.
You just have to trust me.
We don't get that anymore. And it's sad. I miss good old school tag team wrestling. Thank God teams like FTR are trying to keep it alive. And your second question is, what is a match that you know gets better with every rewatch? My pick is Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart. The submission match, WrestleMania 13. Every time I watch that match, I notice one or two things that I didn't notice before. Like subtle little things that they do to one another that just makes me go, oh, they're really two of the greatest of all time, aren't they? And I watch the match, and I sit there and I enjoy the brutality, and I enjoy the double turn, and I enjoy everything about it. And it gets better every time I see it. It really does. So, I don't know what else to say, but if you haven't seen that match in a while, or God forbid you've never seen that match, please go watch it. It's a great match. And I love it very much. Thank you for the questions, my guy. Next up is, I hope I'm saying this right, Andre? Please let me know how you say your name in the comments. I need to know for future reference. Andrea64. Thank you for the question, my friend. Your first question: what, in your opinion, was the best weekly overall show this year? If you saw my Wrestling Awards video, I believe that even though it was only 6 months, AEW Collision was far and away the best show every week. Well, not every week, but most weeks. You can always count on at least one great match on every single Collision. Sometimes two. But for me, AEW Collision fucking ruled. I hope it only gets better in 2024. I hope all wrestling gets better in 2024. Although I don't know how it could get much better. But it was a great year for wrestling, which leads into your second question. Can we both agree that 2023 was the richest year in terms of very high-quality matches in wrestling history? Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. The athleticism and the in-ring ability of the wrestlers now in current times might not be matched in the annals of history. Never have there been more wrestlers who are athletic, can grip you in with their moves, take your breath away with the shit that they can do. I mean, a lot of wrestlers aren't good on the mic. A lot of wrestlers don't have much charisma. But in terms of in-ring work, 2023 might have been, if not the best, top 5. Top 5 maybe. Like, it was a hell of a fucking year for wrestling matches last year. Fucking great. But thank you for the questions, my friend. I do appreciate it. And also, once again, let me know how you say your username, just for future reference. Thank you very much. Next question is from Superman. Clark Kent himself watches me. Son of a bitch. Thank you for the question. Which is, who would you say has been the top 5 best women's wrestlers in 2023? In no order, except for number 1. My number 1 is Athena. I know it's going to piss a certain person off that comments on my shit all the time, but Athena was fucking great. And I won't hear any slander towards her name anymore. She's fucking great. You've got Julia. She is amazing. One of the best Joshi wrestlers in the world. I hope she comes to a mainstream American promotion so more people can get eyes on her and see just how fucking good she really is. Then my other 3 are all WWE women. Rhea Ripley dominated all year. Has her women's world title run been good? Not really, but she's focused on every week. She has a prominent spot on Raw every week. She is charismatic. She's good with her speaking, and she just has an aura about her that most people can't match. Can't match. Then Becky Lynch. A comeback year for this woman. She won the women's tag belts with one of her idols, Lita. Got to work with Lita and Trish for most of the spring into the summer. And even though I didn't like a lot of what Becky and Trish were doing outside of the ring, once they got into the ring, you could see that they had some chemistry. And they worked well together, culminating in that epic steel cage match at, I believe it was Payback, earlier last year. So, not to mention her NXT Women's Championship run, which, while short, she got to work with a lot of women. And those women hung with her and showed that they could be just as good as her. The woman who looked the best fighting Becky Lynch is my number 5, Tiffany Stratton, my breakout star of the year. The woman I feel is going to take over the WWE Women's Division, if not this year, in 2025. By the end of 2025, Tiffany Stratton will hold one of the women's titles on the WWE main roster. And you can come back to this video and you can let me know, hey, all right, look, your prediction was right. Because it's going to be right. Tiffany Stratton is too damn good to be stuck in NXT any longer. to be honest. But thank you for the question, guy. I appreciate it. Next pair of questions are from Brian. Thank you, Brian. Nice to see you commenting a little bit more on the channel. I appreciate it. I see you all the time in the Elite Heat comment section and then in their live chat. So, thank you for the questions. 2 simple questions, but good ones. Number 1, who was my wrestler of the year? Will Ospreay. That man defeated Kenny Omega, Okada, Naito, Zack Sabre Jr., Mike Bailey, Josh Alexander, Naomichi Marufuji. That's 7 fantastic wrestlers. He beat them all in 2023, and every single match was fucking amazing. He's fucking great. Will Ospreay is great. And I'm so glad he's coming to AEW, because there are so many people I want to see him fight in AEW. Too many to list. Look at the AEW men's roster. Put them with Will Ospreay. I want to see it. I don't care who it is. Because I know it'll be fucking good, because it's got Will Ospreay in it. And your second question, match of the year. Hangman versus Swerve from Full Gear in the Texas Death Match. That's a match that I am going to remember for many, many years. I wrote this in my little writing in my Wrestling Awards video. The sight of Hangman laying on his back and just the blood dripping from Swerve's head, and he drinks the blood. He swishes it around in his mouth and he spits it out like the Great Muda's Mist. I will never forget that. That match will stick with me for a long time, and only the best of the best stick with you. And that was a hell of a match. And based on what I saw on Dynamite this past week, we might be getting part 3. Oh my fucking God. Sign me up. Sign me up. Thank you for the questions, Brian. I appreciate it. Second. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I even said second. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm on one of days, guys. Next set of questions is from Schwartz. He says, only 2? Can I get a question genie who can grant a wish for more questions? Okay, fine. Question 1. What is the most rewarding video that you worked on in 2023? To me, any video I work on is rewarding when I'm doing it. But I have 2 answers. One for the work I put in, and then one that is personal. The video I feel is most rewarding from a amount of work that I put into it was my all-in fantasy booking, all-in London fantasy booking video. I made a damn good fucking card for that fucking show. I did a damn good fantasy booking. So good that I believe 2 of the matches that I booked for All in London Fantasy Booked actually happened. Just not at All in London. Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. And I think there was another one in there. But I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. I know there was 2 matches that I booked that actually ended up happening later on. Plus, just the thumbnails and the way I put everything together, the way I did my match graphics, and while, I don't have, a massive graphics database or anything, or any of that stuff, but I think it looked pretty good. I think it looked as good as some indie promotions would do. I mean, some little rinky-dink indie promotion, I think I look better than that. So, I'm very proud of that video. And the most rewarding video I made on a personal level is, well, not just one, all of the 10 bell salutes for our fallen heroes this year. Jay Briscoe, I believe the Iron Sheik I did one for, Terry Funk, and and Bray Wyatt. We're losing too many wrestlers, man. Too many heroes of our childhoods are passing away, and it's not good. I miss them all very much. Especially Jay Briscoe and Bray Wyatt, because they were still pretty much active when I passed, and that's just not good. I missed them both. I missed them all, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, And question 2, if I was in charge of all wrestling, what is one major booking decision that you would have changed, I would have changed or done differently from 2023? I would have taken CM Punk, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, and the Elite. I'd have forced them into a room together as their boss, forced them to work out their shit, and I would have had them work together. I would have thrown them in with the Elite. You could have had tag matches, 6-man tags, 8-man tags. You could do so many things. Imagine what the All-In at London card could have looked like. Or the All-Out card could have looked like if those fucking guys would have just worked together. Like, it's not that fucking difficult. Sit down like grown men and fucking work out your differences. Like, Instead, you got fucking Matt and Nick Jackson, the day their fucking Punk got fired in Chicago, doing victory laps in the fucking ring. Like, they're proud of losing their biggest merch seller, their top fucking social media draw. All because they're fucking petty fucking little pricks. I mean, I like the Young Bucks in the ring, but they're entitled little shits. They think their shit don't stink. They think that just because they have a little fucking bit of stroke, they can get away with whatever they want. And it's bullshit. And they missed out on making millions of dollars, potentially, with working with CM Punk. The fucking pay-per-view buys, the streaming buys, the fucking merchandise, the fucking Young Bucks t-shirts that they could have fucking made if they just fucking grew some nuts and sat down together and squashed their beef. It's not that hard. Unless you're the Young Bucks. But I digress. Thank you for the questions, my friend. I appreciate it. Next questions are from Matthew Drake, good friend of mine. glad to see the return of the Q&A. Me too, man. It's been too long. You got 2 questions for me. I pretty much have answered these already, but I'll go over them again quickly. Who is my most improved wrestler 2023? Tiffany Stratton. She blossomed into a fantastic women's wrestler. Held the NXT title for, I think it was 4 months. Had awesome matches with Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne Perez, fucking Becky Lynch. Just the list goes on and on. Plus, her gimmick has evolved into something that I really love, which is a far cry from what I thought when I first saw her with the whole daddy's girl gimmick. I hated that, but she's evolved it, and she's one of the fucking best. I love Tiffany Stratton. And your second question, who would you say is the top male and female wrestler for 2023? I already answered this. For the men, Will Ospreay. For the women, Athena. Fucking fantastic work by both of them. Their body of work is impeccable, in my opinion. Thank you for the questions, Matt. I appreciate it. Sorry if I rushed through those, but I already answered them earlier in the video. So, hope you understand. Next set of questions are from JS Pokemon. Thank you, Jared, for your questions. Your first question is, have you watched the show Heels yet? I have not. I know you are a very big fan of the show Heels, but for me, I don't have access to Stars, so I don't have a way of watching this show. I don't know anywhere where you can stream it elsewhere. And I really don't. I don't know. I haven't seen it. And I know I probably should. I hear it's really good. But I haven't seen it. Hopefully one day I will be able to see it, and I'll let you know when I've seen it and what I think of it. But as of right now, no, I have not. And your second question, who is the most underappreciated wrestler in the world right now? My answer, and this is just me, Dijak. That man should not be losing matches every fucking week. Because he is fucking awesome. He put on bangers with Ilya Dragunov, Wes Lee, and Eddie Thorpe, just to name a few, in 2023. All 3 of those guys wrestle different styles. Dragunov is more of a brawler type. Wes Lee is more high-flying. And Eddie Thorpe is kind of a hybrid wrestler. Kind of like what he was training for in New Japan. But he had fucking bangers with 3 different style wrestler, while he himself is a massive, almost 7 foot, 300-pound bruiser. But he can fly like a cruiserweight. He can knock you out like a heavyweight. Plus, I really, really love his hard justice. I'm gonna take what's mine and whoop your ass. I love his gimmick. I love the look. I love everything about it. Presentation, everything. But for some reason, Shawn Michaels books him to lose all the time. Why? Why is Dijak your fucking jobber to the stars, so to speak? Why? He's far too fucking good to be losing every feud. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. So the most underappreciated wrestler in the world right now to me is Dijak. Push him, Sean. Push him. Thank you for the questions, Jared. Next set of questions are from Elijah Clark, 1916. Thank you, my friend. He says, first and foremost, I hope 2024 is better for you. Not off to a great start so far, but we got a whole 11 and a half months to go. As for the questions, number 1, who is your favorite tag team currently? For me, it's gotta be FTR, right? Like, sure, their 2023 wasn't as good as 2022, but no tag team was gonna be able to top that fucking year. They held 4 titles at once. I mean, but they were still AEW tag champs for like 6 months. Had classics with Bullet Club Gold, that 2 out of 3 falls match on Collision, plus the Eliminator match the week before, so that White and Juice could get the title shot. Jesus Christ, 2 weeks back-to-back bangers. Plus matches with Aussie Open, the Young Bucks. Like, the guys are fucking fantastic, and I hope they regain their glory in 2024, because they're the tag team that we need in wrestling. Classic, old school, brawling tag teams. Like, I love FTR. I always have, always will, and they're my favorite right now. So, and your second question. Do you see wrestling ever being mainstream again? Wrestling's already mainstream. Wrestling has always been mainstream since Vince McMahon took over. I mean, think about it. Like, all the commercial tie-ins with all of the big sponsors. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, fucking Snickers, all this shit. All of those promotional deals, not to mention all the celebrities that come in and work with WWE. Logan Paul, Bad Bunny, Johnny Knoxville, just to name a few. Logan Paul is one of the biggest YouTubers, influencers, whatever you want to call them, in the fucking world. You can hate him all you want, but you can't deny the man's success. So for him not only to come in, but sign a contract and fucking kill it in every match to the point where he's a legitimate champion in your company. Then you got Bad Bunny coming in, working fantastic fucking matches with Priest and against Priest. I mean, I don't think that the match he had against Priest at Backlash was all that great. The crowd was great, but the match itself was kind of But considering the circumstances, I can't really hate it. I didn't hate it. I just think it's a little overrated. But wrestling is mainstream. It's everywhere. Wrestling is everywhere. Wrestling has its foothold in all forms of entertainment. So they're mainstream, to me. Are they at the level they were back in the late 90s, early 2000s? Fuck no. But it's not for lack of trying. Plus, people can get their fix of what they want to see on their social media. Or they can DVR. You know? They don't have to watch the show as it's happening anymore. That's the social media age we live in. That's one of the reasons why ratings are shit now. Because people just go on to YouTube. They find the clip that they want to see most. And they'll watch it. And they'll see what happened. Or they'll go on Twitter and they'll see the same clip. They don't have to pay for it. They don't have to do anything. And they get what they need and they move on. So for me, wrestling is mainstream. Not as mainstream, but still mainstream. So, thank you for the questions, Elijah. I appreciate it, my friend. And the last two questions, thank God I've been doing this for almost an hour. Last but certainly not least, are from Casey Morgan. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate your questions. Question 1. To me, what is the most underrated wrestling match of the year? This is going to sound really fucking random, I know. Which is why it's underrated. From the Impact on Access TV from February 23rd, Trey Miguel versus Crazy Steve in a Monsters Ball match for the X Division title. I cannot tell you the level of violence these guys put on each other on a weekly wrestling show was insane. The shit Crazy Steve did to Trey Miguel and vice versa was so gnarly. The bumps Trey Miguel took in that match. Holy fuck. And I'm pretty sure this is right before he turned heel. So he was still technically a babyface at the time. So, I mean, like, I love the match. I gave it 4.5 stars. People, you might think that's overrating it. I think other people are underrating it. Go find the match. Go watch it. I'm pretty sure it might be in full on Impact's YouTube page. They like to upload full matches from their shows, it seems now. So you might be able to find it if you look. But that's a hell of a match. I love that match very much. And number 2, what is the most overrated wrestling match of the year? I'm going to get hate for this. I know that. I'm aware. I'm willing to take the shit. That's what the block button is for anyway, if people get out of line. You don't like my opinion? Too fucking bad. I don't care. Most overrated wrestling match in 2023 is Bad Bunny and Damian Priest in the San Juan street fight from Backlash. They did way too much to hide the fact that Bad Bunny isn't a wrestler. The interference was too much. You used the interference to get cheap pops from the Puerto Rican crowd. It took away from the importance of the actual match itself. When all people are worried about is, oh my god, there's Carlito. Holy shit, there's Savio Vega. Oh my god, it's the LWO. La 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 la. You're taking away from the actual match by doing shit like that. Like, I don't understand why you... I mean, I do understand because Bad Bunny isn't a wrestler, but he's proven that he can do the work. That he can have a decent to really good wrestling match. So, I don't know why you needed to throw in all the interference, all the smoke and mirrors. Like, the crowd was fantastic. Don't get me wrong. They popped hard. They were singing Bad Bunny's entrance song. They were cheering their asses off, but the interference just took me out of it, dude. Like, there was minutes at a time where those two aren't doing anything because we're too focused on the fucking interference and never the interference brawling with one another. Like, it's just, it was too much. Did I enjoy the match? Yeah. I even gave it 4.25 stars when I reviewed it. But there are people out here saying that this was the best match in WWE all year. There were people saying this. I don't even think that was the best match on the Backlash card. I think Io Sky and Bianca Belair for the women's title smokes this as a match. Absolutely smokes it. So, I don't know where people, like, I don't know. You can have your opinion. I'm not going to hate you if you think this match is fucking great. I think it's pretty good. Just way too much interference. Way too much outside bullshit. So, for my money, for me, that's the most overrated match of the year. But thank you, Casey. And thank you to everybody who sent me in questions this month. As for the February Q&A, the topic for the February Q&A is going to be you know what? I'm not going to have a topic. I just realized I don't want to do topics. I just did the 2023 one as a way to like get back into the swing of things. I'm not going to have a topic for the video Q&A videos. I came up with that off the top of my head just now because I really didn't think of anything, and now I'm looking like a jackass saying this on video. But whatever. We roll. We roll. No edits. If I look like a jackass, I look like a jackass. Oh, well. So, leave your questions, whatever it may be. Just no religion, no politics, none of that shit. Leave your questions down below. Could be about anything, just not those two topics. In the comments down below in this video. And I'll answer them in next month's Q&A. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're not already. And share the video all over social media. Get the word out. Get more eyes on the channel. We're so close to, I believe, 2,300 or 2,400 subscribers. I really want to hit 3K by the end of the year. I know we can do it. But that being said, guys, this has been your boy Art, and I am on my way out. Peace.